Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for our Career Connection Hospital Jobs. My name is Annie, and I will be your host today. Each month, our Career Connections webinar focuses on connecting viewers and clients to employment and educational training opportunities. Prior topics such as women in trades, court reporter, pathways to nursing, and much more. Our speakers today are Corey Tile and Sherilyn Balin, who are human resource consultants for the Sarasota Memorial Hospital, along with Belinda Smith and Karen Tapia, who are multi-skilled technicians. All lines are muted, but feel free to comment your questions in the Q&A box and we will answer them at the end. At the end of the presentation, you will see a survey pop up. If you could take a few moments to give us your feedback, we would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to talk a little bit about WRC. We've been empowering women in Manatee and Sarasota counties since 1979. Our programs and services are offered at no cost or low cost, and we offer mental health counseling, career services, educational scholarships and programs, legal and financial consultation and education, along with wellness programs. Most programs and services are offered remotely. Our three centers are WRC Manatee, Sarasota, and Venice. And we have career closets in our Bradenton and Sarasota locations. At our career closets, we offer free clothing and accessories to women who are attending job interviews or have just secured a job and need work attire. Our career closets are open on Wednesdays from 11 to 3, and we also accept donations at all of our centers on Wednesdays from 11 to 3. The Unique Boutique is an upscale resale boutique offering gently worn brand name women's clothing and accessories at reasonable prices. We are also on Poshmark, and you can find our online boutique under the Unique Boutique corner. And here we have our career programs and services. Our career coaching program offers individual assistance in preparing for a successful job search. This is a one-on-one session with a career coach via Zoom, and includes help on topics such as career discovery, resume preparation, interview skills, network techniques, and much more. Our career centers are not open currently, but are used by our clients to conduct online job searches, work on job applications, and submissions. Our career closet, as I previously mentioned, offers free clothing and accessories for women, and we also offer a variety of workshops and webinars via Zoom. Our COVID-19 resource page has a plethora of information regarding employment, educational, health topics, and much more. This page is updated every day to include new jobs in the area. And lastly, if you would like more information regarding our programs and services, please visit our website or give us a call at 941-256-9721. Now, I'm thrilled to introduce you to today's presenters, Corey Tile and Sherilyn Balin, who will be speaking to us about hospital jobs in the Sarasota Memorial Healthcare system. Over to you, ladies.
Okay, we are going to share our screen, Annie, but it says right now that we cannot share our screen while another participant is sharing. Thank you. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Corey Tile, and I'm a human resources consultant for Sarasota Memorial Hospital.
And I'm Sherilyn Balin. I'm also a human resources consultant. And we have our two employees here that we're really proud to present that are going to talk at the very end of our presentation, Belinda Smith and Karen Tapios.
All right. So we would like to share with you some entry-level career opportunities available with Sarasota Memorial Healthcare. So first of all, when you discover what your passions are, the things that you really love to do, and you combine them with the skills that you have, the things that you're really good at, that's what leads to a job and a career opportunity that can really make you satisfied and happy. We want you to know that medical positions are one of the top positions out there right now, If you were to search what are the top jobs in the area, I think that you would find that medical positions fill about 8 of the top 10. And we want to share with you how you can get your foot in the door with a wonderful company such as Sarasota Memorial Hospital, even if you do not have any medical background. Many of our positions do not even require that you have a high school diploma or GED. They're very entry-level positions. And then we assist you with tuition reimbursement or certifications, and we help you with a career ladder so that you can advance and have a lifelong career that you love and that you're proud of. Sarasota Memorial Hospital is 96 years old this year. We started back in 1925. We had 32 beds at the time and only 10 employees. And our hospital is a not-for-profit hospital. That means really we put our patients first. It's not about profit and about money making. It's about healing our patients and putting those patients first and foremost. Today, our main facility in Sarasota has 839 beds. We have an expansion going on right now. Any of you who've driven past might see the construction going on. We're building a new oncology tower. This oncology tower is likened to the services that are available at Moffitt, and it's going to be state of the art. We also have a brand new hospital that's being built down in Venice. That hospital is a 110 bed facility with quick expansion to 300 beds. And I will let you know, for those of you down south, as soon as that hospital in Venice opens, we start our construction on our new facility down in Northport. So right now we have over 7,000 employees with Sarasota Memorial Hospital. By the end of the year, we expect to be sitting at about 9,000 employees. And over the last 5 years, we have more than doubled in the amount of employees we have here at the hospital. So I know that sometimes people will ask the question, why do you have so many openings? Is there just a lot of attrition and turnover? And the answer is no. The answer is that we're growing, we're a wonderful place to work, we're always adding new services, and we're just a great place to call home. Okay, so here are just some of the entry-level positions that are available through Sarasota Memorial Hospital. Our titles sometimes are a little bit different than what you might expect the title to be. So I just want you to make sure as you're looking on our website that you read the job description thoroughly. You can always call any of us to ask questions. Later in the presentation, we'll have a slide with our names and numbers. But some of our titles are a little bit different. For instance, an environmental aide is actually a housekeeper at the hospital. So I just would like for you to make sure you're reading and making sure you understand, so that you might not think to apply for that if you're good at cleaning based on the title, but that is what that position is. We pride ourselves in recruiting only the top quality employees, and therefore all of our employment offers are contingent upon a medical screening that does include a drug test, as well as a criminal background check. If anyone was concerned about those things and wanted to talk through their specific situation, we certainly can do that. Okay, so the first position that we would like to talk to you about is throughout our environmental services department. This is the area of the hospital that makes sure that our facility is clean at all times. This is for unit housekeepers, for porters that help us with trash removal, for floor techs that work overnight that buff and wax the floors. All of those positions are for environmental services. Those positions start at a minimum of $14 an hour, and there is a career path to assist you in moving up through the hospital. But this particular department is also a great way to get your foot in the door with our hospital, learn the facility. You meet everybody here at the hospital when you're buzzing around and keeping things clean. You're meeting all the managers on the different units that you're working on. And that's exactly what happened for both of our participants that are going to be sharing with you today. They both came in as housekeepers. They did their 1 year of service, in that area. And then they took advantage of another program that we offer to go to school for free. And we're going to talk more about that later. But so environmental services is a great place. There's a career ladder within that department, but it's also just a great place to get your foot in the door and then move to a different department later. These particular positions require that you're on your feet for most of the day, that you're a good hard worker, and that you enjoy cleaning and making a place safe for our patients. These positions do not require a high school diploma or a GED, but we always encourage our folks to get those things so that they can continue to advance. And we would, of course, help you by securing places that you can do that with many of our schools in the area that offer those GED services.
And I just want to chime into that $14 is our minimum pay, period. There's no job under $14 an hour. And we are constantly looking at the market and rates. And we anticipate that our entry-level rate is going to go into the $15 an hour next year. So we are market competitive. We have a compensation team that does salary surveys, and we're always looking at our positions to make sure that we are getting the best and paying the best for it.
Okay, on to our food and nutrition services. Right now at our main facility, we're in the midst of a complete kitchen overhaul. And that is in order to allow our patients to have room service. Very different than what you typically expect for food service. And it's a big change for us too. We've been doing what we call cook chill, where you cook it one day, chill it, and then reheat it for the next day, simply because we have a lot of patients and it's a lot of people to feed. But we're moving into this room service model where it's much more similar to a restaurant where you're ordering and your food is prepared for you as you order it. Two of our facilities are going to start piloting that program, the oncology tower and the mother baby unit. And those are for people are going to be able to just order what they want anytime they want. If you get up at 2 o'clock from a nap and you're hungry then, you can order your dinner then if you want to. So we're really moving into a full service, food service type of environment with fresh whole foods. So the entry level positions in that department are the food service worker. We have a lot of different positions in the kitchen that are titled that. Some could be in sanitation, where you're doing more cleaning in the kitchen. Others are for hot or cold food prep, where you might be cutting or dicing or preparing fruit cups or cold sandwiches or salads. Others are for hot food prep, where you might be preparing sauces or cutting vegetables and preparing those. The nutrition attendant position is a strong customer service background needed. We're ideally looking for someone who has experience serving food in a restaurant. And you would be serving, going into our patient rooms, greeting our patient, and taking their food orders for the day. We get letters from patients all the time that say they love their nutrition attendant because they came in and they were the only ones that didn't poke or prod them that day. They just took a meal order and brought them the foods that they liked. So we do get letters for that. The nutrition technician is a career ladder, typically for somebody who started off in our kitchen or is a nutrition attendant. They can move into that nutrition technician position that assists our patients who may have a special diet that's prescribed by the physician, and then maybe having a hard time choosing what they can eat and wanting to enjoy what their meal is, but having to have some limitations. So that particular position is a career ladder, and many of our folks that start in food service move into nutrition attendant and then move into the technician role. Our food service worker and our nutrition attendant do not require a high school diploma or GED. The nutrition technician does require that. And like I said, you can always start one place and then get that later. And we'll hear a testimony. Karen is an example of somebody who's been able to do that as well.
And I'll also add about just a more segment about food and nutrition. Our kitchen is state of the art. It's brand new. And we have executive chefs. So we hire the real deal that fix the food. And when our oncology excellence of center opens, there's going to be a rooftop restaurant. So hopefully as COVID and people get vaccinated, we'll be able to relax some of our visitor restrictions, and we'll be able to have the public come in and enjoy that brand new restaurant where it's all going to be where you can see out and see all of Sarasota. So it should be really pretty. Patient transport are the employees that are actually taking patients around the hospital based on their needs of therapy, or if they have some appointment that they have to do or a test. They may be helping bring them check them into the facility, taking them from the ER to their room, or they may help them exit and depart our facility. This is a position that's very active. So it's a lot of walking, a lot of good exercise. And they also use a handheld computer that shows them, exactly where to go, what patient to pick up. They keep track of the time it takes, that kind of thing. So we have a very efficient process for how we do each individual step. And even as these ladies would probably tell you in environmental, they also have a process that they have a time situation as well. So everything works in conjunction with each other so that we can bring our patients through our hospital safely, get them cared for, get them out, and then make that room available for the next person. The patient transport starts at $14.50. It's a good position, I think, if you want to get an idea of what hospital jobs are about. You're going to do a lot of customer service, and you're going to see the patients, be around their families, that kind of thing. We have had some situations where the employee might be a little surprised at what they see because obviously they're here for a reason. So they're sick, or they may have some kind of illness where they don't appear as they normally would. So that's something to consider. The transport does not require a high school diploma or GED.
Okay, so sterile processing. This is another great entry-level position into our hospital. I will say that this is a difficult spot to fill, and we always have openings. So if there's somebody who's kind of thinking, I want to go back to school and choose something right now that might be a good trade for me, that I can do faster than college type thing, sterile processing and surgical technology is the way to go. We have lots of openings in this area. We have several schools in the area that we partner with. And these are definitely all of our positions. We have a lot of positions, but this is something that really seems to be, we're constantly at a shortage for. So the sterile processing assistant starts off at $15 an hour. It does require that you have a high school diploma or GED, and you're coming in and learning about all of the different pieces of equipment that are needed in order to perform a surgery, and you're ensuring that they're all clean and ready after a surgery has taken place. And it goes through so many steps, 10 or 12 different steps in order to ensure that that piece of equipment, it's clean and sterile, and it will be ready for the next procedure that's needed for it. There's a special way to heat it, special way to cool it, special way to wash it, special way to wrap it. There's just lots of information to learn. And then as you work through those steps, you can move up to an instrument technician, you can move up to an instrument specialist. And then what we're seeing is a lot of people fall in love with this job, and then they want to get certified as a surgical technologist. And those are people that are actually in the OR. They're in there right by the surgeons, and they're assisting in the operating room. And that's the job that I'm telling you is really the wave of the future. And so you could start with us as a sterile processing assistant. If you decided that you loved that job, we would help you go to school to get your certified surgical technologist certification, and then you could have that career ladder. This is another great position. It's sometimes days, sometimes second shift schedules. There's various schedules available with this particular opening.
Okay, back to our hands-on nursing. I think this is where you always hear we have lots of opportunities, lots of openings. Our hands-on patient care. I think there's always going to be jobs available, but you are dealing with the public. And I think nobody could have anticipated COVID, but there have been some different things that happened as a result of COVID. So it's something that you do have to consider as far as your career, your lifestyle, and what things that you are willing to and not willing to accept as far as what is at work. I will say you're seeing us in masks. We are very safe here. I definitely feel this is the cleanest place that I come to of all the places I go, including my home probably. So it's a constant cleaning, and we always provide the tools for everyone to do their job. So I've never really had any concern about my own health care here. We take every precaution possible. For that latter, that patient safety attendant is the very entry-level position, and that pays the $14 an hour. I will say it's like the opposite of the transporter. So these are people that sit in the rooms with the patient, or they're in another room with the monitors watching several different rooms with patients that we're concerned about being on their own. So they might be a slip and fall risk. They might be in risk of a seizure, passing out, not being able to walk without help to the restroom or to wherever they need to go. So for those patients, for that special care, we have a lot of patient safety attendants that actually sit in there in the rooms with the patients. And this kind of sets us apart a little bit too from our other hospitals and competitors, because we put that extra amount of money and wages into that patient safety attendant. You may not see other hospitals in the area have those individuals working as we do, or have as many educators working as we do that actually train or on the floor with our employees as well. So the next step up for that would be our patient care technician position, which would have this to require the CNA license, which I'll go into. That position would require that you have a high school diploma or GED. Then from there, you can go to the multi-skilled tech. And for us, that's a lot of on-the-job training. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that you go somewhere or go to a school to learn additional things. All of our multi-skilled techs, most of them go to that next level based on training that they get on the job when they start. And then you can go into a licensed program, such as a licensed practical nurse or a registered nurse. One of the things that's really important for us that we pride ourselves on is that we are constantly rated as one of the top 100 hospitals in the nation. That may or may not sound impressive, but when you consider that there's over 6,000 hospitals in the United States, and we're in the top 100 year after year, and that's according to multiple different Gallup surveys and other agencies that rate us. So we pride ourselves in having the best service to take care of our patients. So what I was talking about with the program that Melinda and Karen went through behind me, we do a CNA training program with STC. It's actually a 6-week training program to get your CNA license. The wonderful thing about it, and I wished I would have taken advantage of it many years ago, but we not only pay for the tuition and the test and the expenses that go along with it, but your pay as you go to school. So you probably spend about 26, 27 hours a week in school, and we pay all the students their regular hourly wage while they're going to class. Then they either work 1 or 2 shifts additional per week if they want to fulfill their full-time commitment. There's 2 ways we usually do it. Primarily, we do it from internal employees that want to move into those positions, such as Belinda and Karen behind me. But we have hired externally into the program as well, so that you're hired right into that PCT position. And then you're going to school, and when you come out, you have that position. So we've probably trained over 100 people. And from August to August this year, we have another 50 that we are hoping to train. Another thing I would say is that it gives you a wonderful opportunity to advance yourself. A lot of our jobs, as you could see from what Corey was going through with the career ladders, don't have that direct patient care, but you still get a very competitive wage. So what we have said at Sarasota Memorial is no matter where you are in your career ladder, if you decide that patient care, hands-on patient care is something that you want to transition to, and we have that happen all the time where people have a whole different career and they decide they want to go into taking care of people, that we're going to give some type of increase to those individuals for their pay rate so that they're not going to lose any money, that they're going to advance in their careers, advance in their financial situation. So if they want to get into that program. We also have pharmacy technician. That's another hot job. Drugs. Everybody needs to take something usually. We do have a pharmacy technician training program. You do need to have your high school diploma or GED to do any of these positions, but there is a career ladder for pharmacy. We do promote a lot from within, and there's a lot of educational opportunities for advancement. I don't know if you've noticed, but at the bottom of a couple of our slides, we've had magnet recognized on there. So if you see the magnet recognized sign, you might see that on our billboards or a lot of our advertisements. That's something that we're really proud of. The magnet status is awarded by the American Nurse of Credentialing. They go in every 4 years and audit facilities and give that magnet status out. Only 8% of hospitals actually ever get the magnet status. So if we're talking about 6,000, now we're talking about 8%, and it's awarded every 4 years. And we've had it for a term of 5 years now, 5 series. So that's like 20 years almost, going on 20 years. And we're part of only 1% of hospitals that are in that area. So I would say that's key as far as being not-for-profit is we're about our service, we're about our education, we're about having the best state-of-the-art equipment for our employees to use so that they have the best tools to perform their job. So it's something that we value, constantly looking at, changing, upgrading. Every time you turn around, I think I'm in a smaller and smaller spot because we're taking that space up for our patients and for other areas that need that space, and we're expanding. So as Corey said, we will start another hospital in Northport. It's off of Sumter. We're also going to start a behavioral health facility that's going to break ground next year, which will be behind the hospital. So going back to that CNA role, we have psych techs at our behavioral facility. You could do that job as well. So we have very variety of areas that to go into of interest, and you can transfer around to those different areas. Usually we just ask that you serve a year in a department, and then you can move on to another area. And we say the year because of all the training and things that go along to getting our employees ready. All the kind of the softer side or the clerical administrative side, you kind of would look at as our patient registration. So we have a lot of patient registration reps that are checking people in, that are calling to schedule the surgeries and the procedures. The patient benefit coordinators are looking at their insurance, going over what costs that they'd be expected to make, what's going to be covered, what's not going to be covered. That we have a billing department, we verify the insurance. So there's a lot to when you have Social Security and all these other different insurance carriers, learning about all the stipulations and laws around insurance. So there's a lot of room for advancement there. And you don't necessarily have to have any experience. Our patient registration reps, the base job at $16 an hour. And we just like to see that someone has a little bit of customer service. So if you've been into food, if you've been in Publix, you worked at Publix or Chick-fil-A or anywhere like that, those are the kind of things that we might look for to start at that patient registration rep position, because they're in direct contact with our patients. And they're either coming in as they're coming in for their procedures, or they might even be in our ER. They might go to the patient's rooms. They may, there's someone that's coming in may not be able to register when they come in. So we would get that later on in their rooms. So these are people that can kind of go in different places, that can be patient-facing people as well as non-patient facing. And there are even a few of these jobs that people do from home. So if the job doesn't require that you interface with people, the organization is open to, having the employee work from home. So there's a variety of different things that you can do while working through us. We try to have a really focus on work-life balance. We want our employees to be healthy and to be rested and to, take the time off that they need in order to come in and do a great job for our patients, because we want to be at the top at all times.
Okay, so we offer benefits to all of our full-time and part-time employees. The medical benefits are wonderful. We have 3 different plans with 3 different types of insurance coverage. And we have a great team in the benefits office that can help you choose which one it is. You can actually call a case manager and say, these are the 2 prescriptions that people in my family use. Which plan should I be on? That's the most affordable for me. So they'll look at all of that for you and make recommendations. We have dental coverage, 2 different plans that you can choose from there: vision coverage, flexible spending accounts, short-term, long-term disability, life insurance. We offer a 403B, which is very similar to a 401k, and paid time off. The paid time off, I just want to mention, if you're working full-time and you do 2 40-hour weeks and so you get 80 hours every 2 weeks, for every 80 hours you work, you earn 7.38 hours off. So you almost earn a full day off every 2 weeks that you work. So that's really nice. That's much more aggressive than a lot of other companies out there. The other benefit is just, if you get your flu vaccine every year, and we get that free of charge here. As soon as COVID vaccines came out, anyone who wanted them, we got them free of charge. We get them while we're at work. So it's not a matter of trying to juggle it after work, going to Publix or CVS, signing up for a website to try to get your vaccine. All of those things that are coming out in the community for healthcare, we have access to them free of charge here.
And I know sometimes people always ask about the saving plan. Is there a match? And because we have a 403B, it is a little bit different since we're a nonprofit, but we have what we call a contribution. And each year we make a 3% contribution to everyone's accounts that has a savings plan. And then, as Corey said about our paid time off, that does go up in your years of service. So after 5 years, after 10 years, the calculation of the amount of time you get for those 80 hours gets higher and higher. And I guess you probably figured, but we do pay bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks you get paid. So that's a nice benefit too.
Okay, and I mentioned it earlier, but I just want to say it again. Most places, if you work part-time, you would not be eligible for benefits. But here at Sarasota Memorial, anytime you work 20 hours or more in a full-time or part-time capacity, you are eligible for benefits. And those benefits start the 1st of the month following your date of hire. So today's the 28th of April. If today was your first day of work, you would start benefits on May 1st. So you never have to wait more than 30 days for your benefits to start. And those are available for full-time and part-time employees. You may see, if you've gone on our website, we do offer per diem positions, which is a temporary position, or it could just be that you're picking up 1 shift every month or 2 shifts a month. Per diem positions are not eligible for benefits. So if you see those PRN beside it, that means per diem, and those aren't eligible for benefits, but every other full-time or part-time is eligible for benefits. We mentioned tuition reimbursement. I think this is a huge part of what we offer to our community. So if you are wanting to go to school to get your associate's degree or your bachelor's degree or a certification or a licensure, anything that is relevant, if you are going to school for anything that we hire here and it's considered relevant, our education department will assist you. That's after you work for 90 days for us, and you can't start your classes until at least the 91st day of employment. But if you're a full-time student, we offer $3,500 a year back. And if you're a part-time student, $1,750. And then that next line is if you're in a graduate program, if you're already a nurse and you want to get your master's in nursing or what have you. But that most of our folks that come to work here do something where they go to school for free, where it's some license that they're pursuing or certification, take advantage of that schooling opportunity.
And not everything, it says reimbursement, but that can be a little misleading because for a lot of the RN or LPN programs, a lot of the programs that we do, we would just pay directly to the facility. So you would never have the out of pocket. We would just pay directly to the institution for your education. So it's not necessarily that you have to pay the money out front. And for instance, like our CNA program, there's nothing out of pocket for that student except maybe their uniform. And their agreement is to stay with the organization for 18 months or pay a prorated portion back of the tuition. So, you know, if we attach anything to the employment, it's always some type of tenure with the organization. And, you know, if you leave, you know, it would just be a prorated amount that we would ask back that we've invested. So there's no way to lose in getting any of your training. So we highly encourage, and our managers also try to make available, you know, their schedule around schooling where possible.
All right, so now I have some contact information for you on the screen. Really, anybody here in Human Resources will help you. Sherilyn and I's names are both on this list. And if you will call us and let us know you were part of the Women's Resource Center webinar and you liked something that you heard, or you had a question about something you heard, we'll help you in any way we can. I also included Hilda Puckett. She is our hospitality talent sourcer, so she does a lot of entry-level positions as well. And then I've included our website there at the bottom. That's where you'll go to apply for any jobs that you want to apply for. But please feel free to call us, email us. We are a resource for you and we're happy to help you in any way that we can.
And for the website, you know, you would just put in a word of interest that's part of the job, like customer service or registered nurse or wherever it is. And then all the jobs that are associated with that search would come up. And we also have some separate landing pages once you're there. So if you want to go to Venice, Corey's taking care of Venice. So there's a particular landing page that has all the Venice jobs. There's a particular landing page that has all of our Oncology of Excellence Center jobs. So, you know, we try to make it as easy as possible, but don't be afraid to apply, you know, several times to several different things. There's 10 different recruiters looking at everyone's application, as well as all of our managers that go in and look at them. So we really try to make every effort to touch everybody, but definitely contact us individually if you apply and you don't hear. Corey and I want to hear from you so that we can get you to the right place.
Okay, so next we want to introduce you to Karen Tapia and Belinda Smith. I have the pleasure of working with both of these ladies over the last year. They are both people who came in and applied for our environmental services department as an environmental aide. Both came in as a housekeeper. They did a wonderful job for us. We looked at their work ethic, their attendance, their timeliness, their ability to talk to patients. And when it came up time to where we had some spots available for that free CNA class, they expressed an interest and we said, let's put them at the top of that list. So both of these ladies took advantage of that and we'd like for you to hear their stories. So
We're going to slide out.
we're going to slide out now. I want to make sure that the screen is a little larger so you see their face.
You want to stop screen share? Do we stop screen share? Yeah.
Thank you, Annie. All right, so we're gonna slide out and Belinda and Karen are gonna slide in. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Belinda.
Hi, my name is Belinda Smith. I am a MST right now. Thank you first for the opportunity for allowing me to speak and tell my story. I started in 2019 and I got hired very fast because I love to clean as a EVS housekeeper. And it's really wonderful to work with EVS. For the simple fact, it's like a family type of organization. Like, it's all about family. They want to push you to get better and do more. And then the more you in the hospital, you learn a lot more. You get to see a lot of different things. You know, we're very clean. Yeah.
Go tell them about your experience with the CNA program.
Okay, and with the CNA program, that was truly a blessing for me. I love to take care of people. My passion is people. I love to take care of people. It is very important. And a lot of people kept saying, Belinda, maybe you should move forward to do something else. I think it should be a CNA or something. And I was like, well, maybe I should take the opportunity. And when I presented it to them, they automatically allowed me to do it. And not only did they allow me to become a CNA and go to school, they also actually paid for my school and paid for me to go to school. Like, most places don't offer that. And when I passed and became certified, I automatically got this transfer automatically. So, I mean, it's a great opportunity. Sarasota is a great organization. They really believe in their workers. I mean, we all a team. It's a great place to work at. We're clean. We love people. You know, the opportunity is great. The pay is well. You know, the pay is great, you know, to even start, you know, and a better opportunity is when you're allowed to go up. You know what I'm saying? They want you to keep growing, keep being the best that you could possibly be. And they encourage that. So it truly is a blessing that Sarasota just opened up the door for me and allowed me to have that chance to be a better me. And I really appreciate it. And I love this place. Sarasota is awesome.
Okay, good, Belinda. Karen, you want to introduce yourself?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm Karen Tapia. A little bit of a backstory with me. In high school, I've always pursued a healthcare career, but unfortunately, at the time, I had a baby very young. And I didn't have the opportunity to pursue school because of immigration status at the time. So in my head, I was very heartbroken that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I dropped out of school in my senior year. So I always thought that I was never going to be able to go to school. I was never going to be able to do what I love. But later on, I was able to fix that situation and I got hired at the hospital as a housekeeper. And that was my first step. That was the first step to where I'm at right now. I'm very happy. I'm so grateful for this hospital because they gave me that second opportunity. I worked as a housekeeper for a year. I still am. Currently, I'm waiting for my transfer. But later on, I found out about the CNA classes that, you know, and that was my second chance. That was like, this is my chance to do this, what I love to do. And now I can. So I got my GED back in December. I started my schooling, my CNA school, and I finished it in February. So I'm really blessed. I'm really grateful for this hospital to give me back my dreams, to be able to go to school again, be able to pursue what I want to do. And I got hired in the NICU as an MST, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm just gonna keep going from there.
Tell them what the NICU is.
Oh, the NICU is
How
the,
hard it is to get in.
I'm sorry, what?
How hard it is to get in.
Oh, it's very hard to get into the NICU. I guess you need a lot of experience and passion for it, because not anybody can just, have the heart to do that. It's the neonatal intensive care unit where you work with babies. So it's always been something I wanted to do. And I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that I've been given that opportunity back, that I can go to school and continue my education, because I'm not going to stop there. And I love this hospital. Thank you, SMH.
Thank you so much to all the presenters, and what amazing stories that you guys have presented to us today. I'm going to quickly share my screen again, and we appreciate all of your time. Just a reminder that the replay, PowerPoint flyers, and any additional links will be sent to you within 24 to 48 hours. And let's go over to the Q&A box and answer your questions. So let me see here. All right, so we have our first question from Victoria. Hi, I am currently in school to get my BSN. I would love to work at SMH and help learn some of the basics for my future profession. What do you think would be the top few jobs that would best apply for? That would be best to apply for.
So if you've gone through your clinicals as far as your BSN is concerned, you probably have, then you can apply for either the patient care technician or the multi-skilled technician. If you're just getting into nursing school and don't have your CNA license or don't have an EMT license, then you can apply probably for a transporter or a patient safety attendant or a food and nutrition attendant, something that gets you in front of the patients, that gets you access to having be around them, maybe not providing hands-on care, but you're still going to learn a lot, absorb a lot, just like Belinda and Karen did in their jobs. I know Belinda was getting things for patients all the time. Karen does as well. So anything that they can do to help while they're doing their jobs, they're going to. So really most jobs that you work here, you're going to get exposure and you're going to learn. But the top ones for that schooling, I would say, would be the patient care technician, the multi-skilled tech. So you kind of just let us know how many shifts you think you can do per week. And most of those shifts are 12 hours. A lot of healthcare is 12 hours. That's just kind of the trend, the way it's been for over 20 years. So you generally work 3 12-hour shifts a week. And of course, a lot of our jobs do involve weekends because we're here 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for our patients. So you can expect, if you're doing hands-on patient care or something directly with the patient, a lot of those jobs are going to be weekends involved, every other week rotation. Our managers do try to work around school schedules. They're very good about that because once you graduate, we want to work you as that nurse. And we want to offer you that career that you're looking for and the advancement opportunities. So we do have some 8-hour shifts that are Monday through Friday for day procedures, that kind of thing for medical care. But kind of going in, if you're doing entry level and you're kind of working your way up until you get a little bit more experience, you can probably expect that you're going to work some weekends.
All right. Next question I have is, would the SMH CNA training program be posted online for external candidates?
So what I do is, if I'm going to hire externally for it, I would post it as a CNA training program on the site. A lot of what we do for the schooling is internal employees. So after you make your commitment in that department, you would just apply internally online, or you would just let me know you're interested in the class, and then we get you on the list. And we try to do, 3 to 4 or 5 classes a year. It just depends on how many people. And most departments you would work a year and then you'd be eligible. But the first career ladder position that we talked about was patient safety attendant. Those that are monitor, that's only a 6-month commitment. So that can also work for people in school that aren't far enough along, but just to get their 6 months in so they can get some experience.
Wonderful. I have a question for Maha. I'm a nurse with 3 years of experience at ophthalmic fields as a scrub nurse during surgery, assisting doctors through surgery, and she has experience with sterile equipment. The question is how to get a job as soon as possible.
Well, you definitely want to contact Corey and apply online. Just look for the positions that involve that type of work. But if you contact Corey, we'll try to get you to the right place. But we're going to take your years of experience into consideration when we figure out that rate. And so that's why we put the range on the slides, because we're going to pay you for the experience that you've already gotten. And then you're going to gain more when you get here.
Awesome. Laura asks, can the time at work count towards your clinical hours for a nursing program?
Your clinical shifts, for most part, can count. It kind of depends on the school, and they may not all qualify, but for all of our programs, we always offer our clinicals here if at all possible. And that would be during work time where you're getting paid. And generally those all do count towards fulfilling your commitment.
Wonderful. Victoria asked, do you need your CNA to be a patient care tech?
So you can a couple of different ways. You can have your CNA license. You can also get an emergency medical technician license or EMT license. So you see a lot of fire department have EMT, or people on an ambulance, paramedics, they do EMT. There's a lot of EMT programs around. So that program also, you would be eligible for a patient care technician. And then also if you are in a nursing program. So if you're in a nursing program, whether it be LPN or RN, we have a certain level that you have to be at, but it would be after those clinical rotations or the clinical experience that they take you through. I know with COVID, not everybody's been able to do as much clinical, but you're getting the simulation experience. So after that is when we'd have you come into those kind of roles. And you're still with someone training. We put you through a week of training, a lot of our classes. There's computer training, but even when you get out of that, you're going to have a mentor or a preceptor that's going to work with you until you're comfortable to be out on your own. And we don't put a time limit on that. When you come on board with us, we do a 30, 60, 90-day check-in. And we're going to help you to be successful and make sure that you have all the training that you need to do that job.
Awesome. Sharon asks, I'm 65 years old and I'm a registered dietitian. The customer service looks interesting. How does SMH view age?
We love age. We love young. We love old. We love everybody. So we have a huge opportunity for anyone that wants to work here. I will say a lot of our shifts are full-time. That tends to be where we have the most. We do have part-time and we do have per diem as well. And our per diem or PRN positions that don't have the benefits, a lot of people don't need them. But usually the pay is higher than the base rate because we're not offering benefits. So it's a competitive pay, and then there's a lot of flexibility with that schedule. So we would have a lot of different things that you would be eligible for. And biggest thing is to just go online, do that search, and kind of put in those keywords of positions that you're interested in. And then reading through that job description doesn't take very long. And then, really applying to it. And then someone will reach out to you, one of the recruiters. And if you're not in the right spot, then we'll get you in the right spot.
Sydney asks, hello, I'm a high school senior and I'm looking for a part-time job. I have my EMS certificate and my EKG technician certificate, but do not have my diploma yet. I'm also going to college and would like some field experience to see where I would best fit. What position would you think would be best to apply for?
So until you get your license, either the EMT or the CNA, I would do either patient transport or a nutrition attendant or that patient safety attendant, just to get your foot in the door. And then you could advance from there. The transporters and the attendants, nutrition attendants, they're going to get a lot of exposure to patients. So you're going to pick up a lot of skills just from, absorbing what's going on around you. So there's really probably not a bad job. You could also do the health front associate, which are people that work and guide people to direct them to wherever it is in the hospital. So you learn everything in the hospital. But if you kind of know you're going down the path of a patient care, I would do like a patient safety attendant or the transporter.
And the last question here I have is from Esther. I know you only listed some entry-level positions. Are there any entry-level positions for reception or administration?
Yes, we have administrative assistance positions. And then we would also look towards administrative for like our patient registration positions as well. So a lot of different types of work. We also have what's called a health unit coordinator. Those are positions that are clerical in nature in the unit. So that can be another area where you pick up some skills and you learn as you're going along, but you're in the unit and you're greeting visitors, doing some of the paperwork, the forms and all the patient records. So there's a lot of, scheduling, that kind of thing. So a health unit coordinator is good, or that administrative assistant position, or something in patient registration.
Wonderful. All right, so I just wanted to recap our Career Connections replay, which is our Career Connections are recorded so that you can watch the replay. And we do include flyers, the PowerPoint presentations within 24 to 48 hours in an email for those that registered. Also, you can find us on YouTube if you type in Women's Resource Center, and all of our past Career Connections will show on our channel. Please feel free to subscribe as well. All right, we want to hear from you. When the webinar ends, a short survey will appear. Please take a few moments and fill out our survey, as we take your feedback very seriously and we want to hear from you. And lastly, thank you so much for attending our monthly Career Connections, and a special thank you to the presenters who shared with us some great information on Sarasota Memorial benefits and employment opportunities. Till next time, have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.